Hi again, guys. Ron Davies here from WP Geyser Instant Traffic Plugin for WordPress. This is the page we left off on in part two. Part two was about setting up and inputting your Web 2.0 accounts into WP Geyser. So this is the page we ended up on, where we went through each of the Web 2 accounts and input the information. We tested the connection to make sure the plugin can talk to each of those Web 2.0 sites, and then at the end of it, we save them by clicking the Save button at the bottom. So that's where we finished up. The next thing we want to do is we want to be able to distribute our individual articles to those Web 2.0 sites, because what we've done now, we've set it all up. Now we need to actually distribute it. On this distribute page, what you will see are existing articles from your website that are paginated, so you can see the individual pages here, and they're actually listed here from the most recent at the top to the least recent at the bottom. Now it's up to you whether you want to submit the newer articles to Web 2.0 first. These ones, just as a point of note, if you remember on the configuration page, we had a box we could check off for automatically distributing. This auto distribute. If you check that box off, okay, what it's going to do is it's going to automatically distribute to those Web 2.0 sites any articles from this point forward. But the articles that are already in your website, you have the option of distributing those. So you can choose whether you distribute the more recent articles right at the top, or the older articles that in this case would be on page 33. So there's 33 pages of articles. I could go all the way to the end here and say, okay, I'm going to distribute my oldest articles first. It really doesn't matter too much. It's more about your keywords and that kind of thing. So you can start just on the most recent ones. And let me go ahead and show you how to do that. All right, so on each article, what you can do is you can just click directly on the article. Of course, make sure it's a published article, not one that's in the queue to be published, a week from now or something. Once you click on it, it'll show you the page. Now here you can see these checkboxes. They're automatically checked off for the sites, the Web 2.0 sites that I've already inputted under accounts. So you can see here I have WordPress, Tumblr. I do not have Blogger or TypePad. And I have LiveJournal and Posterous. These are already set up. And the plugin knows that, so it checks these boxes off, and it knows I didn't set these, so it leaves them blank. But it's up to you. You could uncheck a couple if you want. It's entirely up to you. It's very flexible. Now here at the top, under the anchor section, you can have a standard anchor tag. This is the link that is going to be on each Web 2.0 site, so over at WordPress, over at Tumblr. This is the link from there that's coming back to your website. That's called an anchor link. And Google likes anchor links that have keywords in them that relate to the article. So if you have an article about fly fishing, you should have the words fly fishing in the anchor. And the anchor link is just the actual text that turns blue and becomes a hyperlink over at WordPress or over at Tumblr. That's called the anchor. So the anchor link, you can do it a few ways. You can have one anchor link for all. So we might say read more about, and then your keywords, whatever your keywords are. You could do that. So you wouldn't say actually read more about keywords, but just for example. So because this article we're about to look at it's called ClickBank Payout, the Good and the Bad. What I sometimes do, especially if it's a product name, because people search product names quite often, I'll just copy it, go to read more about, and then put in the product name. If I just leave this like that and leave all of the other ones blank, it will automatically place this anchor link in for all of these. The other thing you can do is optionally, you can write a different tag for each one. So I might put, the whole tag in there, read about ClickBank. And then here, I might put more on ClickBank Payout. So you could use a number of different terms here that all basically relate to the same thing, but you can see they're all slightly different. Okay, so I could commit it like this. Well, actually, that's not a good row because I don't use blocker in this case. So I'll just go down here. There we go. So I could go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to copy this into the next one. So I have one in each row. And it will make these two will be unique. And then in this case, both these will be the same. Click on distribute. And after a moment or two, you'll see that it's distributed. And it's going to tell you whether it was successful or not. Oh, it's asking me for anchor text. It didn't like that I didn't have it. Let me just go through. It's funny how even when you're the guy that uses it all the time, when you go to instruct somebody else, sometimes you miss things. There we go. And so then it will come back and it'll have these little green check marks. So post distributed, there's a typo there, post distributed to WordPress, Tumblr, LiveJournal, and Posterous. Then you can go back to your posts. And I recommend initially just do probably no more than 3 of these each day. You have to remember that at the same time, your new articles are getting posted automatically. This is just your legacy articles. So that is how you distribute to your Web 2.0 sites. Now, optionally, because I know you're going to love this, optionally, something that you can do is you can add more accounts in by upgrading to Pro. It's just a suggestion. And I'll scroll to the bottom here so you see what I'm talking about. You can add these other accounts, and these are important websites too. But you're going to see the traffic change right away from these, and that was kind of the idea with this. Instead of selling the plugin, what I wanted to do was give it to people so they could use it, and it would start doing things for them, and then give them the option to really crank it up by adding in delicious friend feeds, Twitter, and Facebook. And if that's something that tickles your fancy, and I know it will when you see this thing start to work for you, you can just click on any of those red links that say click to unlock, and it's going to take you to a page where it has some information on it about unlocking, and it's a pretty automatic process. It's like anything in this, it's fairly automatic. Now, the screenshot that it shows here is an actual screenshot from an actual blog where we did the testing for this. And you can see where we had kind of flat traffic, we installed the same version you have now, and if you draw a line through this, you can see the average traffic definitely climbs. And then what we did is we installed the Pro upgrade, and then you can see it, it climbs even more. So for the price of the Pro upgrade, which I think is it's under $10, it's a tremendous amount of traffic. And you figure if you have one affiliate product that you make $10 on from any of that traffic from here forward for as long as many weeks, months, or years that you have the website, it's certainly money well spent. But that's an option that you can look at, and that's how you use it. Have a wonderful day. I'm Ron Davies of WP Geyser.